Welcome back, everyone. This is the FloTrack podcast. I am Kevin. He is Gordon. Happy Halloween. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see that both Gordon and I are dressed to impress. I'm Mario. Gordon, you want to explain what you are?
Well, why don't you explain what you are?
Mario.
So
Easy enough.
You're supposed to say, it's a me, Mario.
Okay, let's try that again.
Start over.
It's a me, Mario.
Where's
whole family?
Where's your mustache?
That's the one missing piece. I didn't think I could podcast effectively with it because I have to talk so much.
Well, you can't podcast effectively with the gloves.
I took one off so I could use the other hand on the computer. But I have, maybe I'll put it back on. Well, I don't need to use the computer throughout the pod. But people want to know about your costume.
Your family was all Mario?
Mario Kart characters, because we're getting into Mario Kart in my household. Wife is Luigi, daughter is Princess Peach, youngest son Yoshi, oldest son Link. So tonight we're going to be rolling as a Mario Kart crew. Mario Kart, if you have a family, great idea, because you have so many characters to choose from.
And everyone gets to feel like unique.
Yeah, and everybody has a lot of options. So highly recommend it. Last year we were Ninja Turtles. Tonight we will be Mario Kart characters. But your costume, you've talked about it before. People may have seen the Instagram postings. It's provoking a lot of questions.
Yes. So, as you know, with my training for the dunking,
Yeah.
I had to get an x-ray.
Yeah.
Because of the injuries that I was obtaining from training.
Yeah.
And it turns out I got that dog in me.
There it is.
You can see right here. I got that dog mentality. That dog mentality. 3 dogs, actually. So
You have basketball, too.
I got my basketball. See, there's a dog. Boom.
Yeah.
I got that dog mentality. Got that dog in me. This is what you need. If you want to dunk a basketball
Yeah.
in the year 2022, right before you turn 35, you got to get that dog in you. And I got it. I just can't lose it. I had till the end of the year before I give it up for adoption.
You had your Halloween party the other night. What percentage of the people recognized your costume?
Very
Understood.
few.
Okay.
Very few people knew.
Didn't go over very well.
0% of the women knew what having a dog mentality means. I think it's just a guy
Well, they
thing.
don't know the internet meme.
Yeah,
It's
they
a
don't know
meme.
the internet. They don't know the internet meme. I would say it's a sports culture internet meme, and they're like, okay, not good for the ladies. It's not a good opener if you want to talk to a person for the first time.
Okay.
For the men, though, there was a percentage they would see me across the room or across in the bar.
No, I'm talking about your party.
At my party. My party had a bar.
Oh.
I mean,
how many people were in the room?
The kitchen counter was the bar.
Okay.
You know,
and they'd be, hey,
he's
that's
got
the guy who's hosting the party.
Yeah.
And he has...
Where's the bottle opener is what they say. No, they would bark. They'd be like, yo, you got that dog in you.
Okay.
It's like, that's right. I
They've
got
seen
that dog in you.
In terms of sports memes, it's been one of my favorite for a while. And I don't know when it's going to expire, but I still see people using it. So I like it. I would have understood it 100%.
I mean, you were part of the planning process of it.
But even if I didn't, like, I just am familiar with the meme.
Yes.
I'm not up on that many memes. That one I've enjoyed for a very long time.
People get confused with the hospital gown. I'm starting to get confused with the hospital gown.
Yeah, what would you have done differently if you could?
Well, the hospital gown was supposed to say because I got my x-ray, but what I would have done differently is have a sports jersey, maybe a Phillies jersey,
Okay.
and open it up, and I got that dog in me, but they didn't win last night anyway, so. But my Phillies,
2 nights ago.
We're
not doing this tape delayed.
They're winning Game 3
The World
tonight.
Series?
They're winning the World Series.
Wow.
That's the plan.
All right, well, welcome into the Halloween Spectacular, folks. We got some extra special graphics if you're watching live. Shout out to Cole. Put a spooky spiderweb on there in addition to a pumpkin. This is going to be...
This is a spooky Halloween special.
Yeah, this is... Last year we did costumes, too. But
We're starting a new trend.
Yeah.
Let's do costumes like once a month.
2 years in a row, we really leaned into it. All right, what do you want to talk about first?
It would be great if Halloween was like once a quarter thing and not once a year.
My son told me that last night. He said he was already sad it was over. I
Right?
said, it hasn't even happened yet. Well, there's so many activities around it that you get the build up too. So there's the parties, there's the trick or treating.
Or, okay, we don't need 4 Halloweens, but what we do need is we need to institute dressing up to 3 other holidays.
Okay.
It can't be Christmas because that's too close to Halloween, and Christmas is already big enough.
Yeah.
So we need 3 other holidays where we can dress up for.
Fair.
First one, Valentine's Day.
Should start dressing up.
Dress up.
Okay. Like what? Is there a...
You dress up like...
Is it just a costume situation every single time?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's no theme. Yeah, it's just dress up. So like people are going on. It's like the ultimate couples costume. It's like couples costume only.
Oh, what if you're not in a couple? What do you do then?
And you do like the I'm not in a couples costume.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very meta.
So and then definitely 4th of July.
Yeah. Easter, right?
Easter.
Everybody's a rabbit.
Everyone's just a rabbit. It's like you can only do rabbits. It's a rabbit only.
Interesting.
It's big and 4th of July. That's American though, so I don't know. I'm workshopping it. If you guys have any ideas, we just need to have more reasons to dress up, especially when we're in our 30s.
I didn't even notice this. You actually have a hospital bracelet on too.
Yeah, and look at the date.
Really?
Look, I got the X-ray October 31st.
Paid attention to the detail. Oh, okay.
And it turns out I got that dog in me.
So my experience with dressing up this weekend was interesting because I went to a birthday party for my son. And the invitation said, "Oh yeah, dress up, costumes encouraged." And then after the party, we're gonna, because there was also an event at the school, everybody's gonna go over to the event at the school because they're all basically in the same class. So I interpret it as parents too wearing costumes, and I'm kind of new to the Halloween thing, just in terms of going all in on dressing up.
Yeah. Because
now my kids are into it. So I buy this stuff. My philosophy is I want to wear it as many times as possible.
So bang for your buck.
Exactly. These cost like $40. So when it said costumes encouraged, I said, all right, I'm interpreting. That's not just the kid, right? That's me as well too. Okay. And you got to know this about it. It wasn't a birthday party at someone's house. It was a birthday party at a public park. And this is 2 days before Halloween. You go out there on the streets today, you're probably going to see a few people walking, look, it's Dracula, whatever. It's like, it's part of the fun. Like, they're going into the grocery store and they're dressed as a witch or something. But 2 days before, there's not that many people who are just walking around through public parks with costumes on. There was when I got out of the car. And I go over to the party, and maybe 20, 30 parents there. For the first 5 minutes, didn't see a single other parent dressed up in a costume. Luckily, by the jungle gym, there was one. Tried to stay close to her for as long as possible.
So it's just like,
But then it got sort of weird because then you're trying to have a conversation with, you see like 3 dads. And you're like, I'm going to go join the dad group. And flannel. It's me. It's kind of a strange sort of situation. And I didn't know a lot of the people, so it's a medium for the first time. It's like I'm the guy who takes the invitation literally.
When you were on the cross-country team, did you dress up for practice when it was Halloween?
No, I wasn't big into it. I'm telling you, I wasn't big into it until recently, Oh, my.
We always did that, and I hated it because...
What were you?
I don't even... I hated it. I wasn't anything. I was always like...
Why did you hate it?
Because I don't like running in running in a costume. You're sweating. Like, I can't run in this thing.
Yeah.
Like, I may have that dog in me, but I can't run. I just got the X-ray. I'm a little weak in the knees. But, like, there was always people... Like, it's easy for the girls because they just wear their tights. And then they're always just like, I'm an 80s girl. And they put their hair in pigtails or like... Or, like, you wear a Tootsie, right? I'm a Barbie or whatever.
A tutu.
Tootsie? Did I say... I don't... Tutu? I don't know. Same thing. Like a ballerina. Like, it was a lot easier. For the guys, it just... We just didn't do a good job at it. It was always, the women were always good at owning Halloween on cross-country practice versus the men.
Yeah. Someone in the chat wants to know, why is the left side of Gordon's hair shaved? And I'm looking at the feed. It does look
I've been saying this, huh?
Okay, what about the right side? Is the right side shaved too?
Stay that way? I got to see it as it looks on the camera.
Right there. I got a haircut. That's why. It just looks weird because I'm wearing a headband.
Take the headband off for a second. Does it still look like his head is shaved? I guess not. But, like, you look at that.
It looks like you're dressed as 11.
That looks like a mohawk.
It's kind of badass. It just adds to the confusion, too, because it's like that guy didn't have that haircut before. Is that part of the costume, too? Have you ever cut your hair for a costume?
No. I haven't.
All right.
This is a great podcast. This is the Spooky Halloween Special Spectacular 2022 edition.
All right, what do you want to start with? Do you want to talk about athlete costumes?
No.
Talk about spooky things? You want to talk about news?
Let's do some news. We'll start the news.
Okay.
Headlines. Something spooky happened. Yeah. It was so scary. They canceled a track meet.
Well, the most predictable cancellation ever.
You predicted this.
Yeah, I guess a couple months back.
Yeah, because you and me were talking about, hey, let's figure out what track meets we want to go to in 2023. And then I was Googling. I was like, oh, World Relays is this year.
Yeah.
2023. Let's go to the World Relays. And you were like, Gordon, that's not going to happen.
Yeah. Well, everything's getting canceled in China.
Yeah.
And it's in Guangzhou. So the 2023 World Relays have been postponed to 2025. Now, keep in mind, Nanjing was supposed to host World Indoors in 2020. That meet has yet to happen. It went from 2020 to 2021, and now it's going to be 2025. Glasgow is going to happen before 2024 is going to happen before the 2020 World Indoors, if you've been keeping track.
Are they going to still call it the 2020 World Indoors the same way they call like the Olympics the 2020 Olympics?
When you Google it, it still comes up. Like that same Wikipedia page, someone's been doing a lot of editing on it. Like keep changing the date. But yeah, I mean, anybody's been following the news with the COVID lockdowns in China. This isn't surprising at all. I love the meet. Like, I like the World Relays. I think it's a fun meet. I think it's great when the superstars show up, but even when they don't show up, and if you get just a sprinkling of the top people,
you get a couple great moments.
Yeah, and it's fun to watch. And relays are one of the favorite parts of any track meet, so it makes sense when you put the fastest people in, it's going to be awesome. So this is a bummer, and there's no other replacement. There's not going to have the World Relays this year.
There will be one in 2024, though, but that host site won't be known till November 30th.
Yeah.
So end of this month, they'll announce the 2024 hosts.
Yeah.
Who would you want to host the 2024 World Relays?
Well, if logistically it works out, Bahamas or something in the Caribbean. Like that, they did a great job, I thought.
Okay, but you can't repeat. New host.
Oh, new host.
Philadelphia?
Maybe if they win.
That would be cool, man.
New host? No, let's go somewhere else. Let's go.
Imagine if the Penn Relays became the World Relays.
Let's go Kenya.
That would be cool.
Let's go Kenya.
Kenya?
The sprint times at altitude would be great.
That would be good.
The distance times don't matter anyway because it's a distance relay.
Yeah.
Right? So altitude, it'll be rough on the lungs, but yeah, let's do it in Kenya.
Kenya. Would it be like a very beautiful, like what's like an exotic or like very just like scenic type location?
I mean, you could do it in the Mediterranean or something, right?
That.
Do it out New Zealand.
New Zealand?
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Follow the trail to Mordor afterwards, too. Yeah, I like the meet, and they use it for qualifying, too. So now that they don't have that.
So how are people qualifying for the 2023 World Championships now?
They're taking the 8 finalists from last year's World Championships in Eugene, combining with the top 8 times on the descending order list this year.
So we got our first group of official qualifiers for the 2023 Budapest World Championships?
Well, and those ones were always going to be in. The difference is instead of relying on the World Relays finalists, they're going to go descending order list this year. So I guess it's an opportunity for some countries to try to make it. But we're in October, right? Or November, basically now. They had to have known this is coming for a long time. There's no other way to come up with a backup host. It just shows you that
they're not prioritizing.
It's really a drain. It's a big ask to say, hey, can you host a global track meet with all these countries involved? It's not a thing. It's not like rescheduling your school's league meet, right? There's so much that goes into it.
That can be taxing too. The amount of parents involved.
Yeah, but this is the amount of governing bodies and getting the visas. We saw how big of an issue that was for Eugene last year. Like it's a tough ask, and I think people aren't going to raise their hand unless they're going to be making a lot of money off of it, and we know that that's not usually the case with these meets. So I would love to see
What if Eugene hosted?
Well, and that's what I'm thinking, or just London, like a place that's hosted stuff recently with people from all over the world, like just re-up and get it going. But
Paris could host to like prep for the Olympics?
Yeah. It's frustrating because if you like the meet, you want to see the meet happen regardless of whether or not one country can't host it, especially a country that we thought was going to have this issue, and it turns out that they actually do. They should have kept it simple. You went to World Relays, so you're a better expert on this than I am.
I went there twice in Bahamas.
Just run it back. Maybe they didn't want to keep doing it, but I would have kept it there if they wanted it. That's just how it's going to be. Like World Relays belongs to this country. We're just going to keep going there. It's close to a lot of places.
So it'd be like the Masters.
Exactly.
Be like Augusta.
It'd be like NCAA Outdoors.
NCAA Outdoors.
Same thing, right? Yeah. I remember the Ryan Bailey over Usain Bolt moment, right? That was a cool World Relays race. You remember I mean, they had some 4x2s. Kyle Merber made a lot of money, breaking all those world records and DMRs and stuff like that. I don't know. It's just it's a cool break from the normal just Diamond League Continental Tour type meet, and to have it go away, I think is bad for track and field fans.
I have an idea.
Yeah.
Let's do indoor world relays.
All right, I'm listening.
All right.
Just a 4x4, that's it? Or DMR?
No, you do DMR.
Yeah.
You do 4x8.
Well,
you do 4x4.
I got bad news for you.
You do 4x2.
The World Indoor Championships isn't happening until 2024 either.
And then you do 4x60.
Okay. Oh, you run it like shuttle hurdle?
Shuttle hurdle relays. Shuttle hurdle style.
Oh, we'd have to go one at a time. You don't have enough lanes, do you? Oh, you have 8?
Yeah, you have 8.
Yeah.
4v4. Who would be on your 4x60 men's relay?
So that'd be cool, though. They should start far apart and then move close together.
Yeah, so then the final,
The anchor leg is in 4 and 5.
That'd be cool.
So 1-8, 2-7, 3-6, 4-5. There'd be a lot of accidental false starts. You'd have to time that thing perfectly. Who would be on my 4x60 for the U.S.?
Yeah.
The men?
The men.
Got to go Coleman.
And order. Who's lead off?
Well, they're all doesn't matter because they all have to start.
Yeah, they have a good start.
No one's getting the baton when they're moving. Coleman, Bromell, Bracey. If Baker's healthy,
Baker?
maybe
About Williams.
Oh, yeah, okay, I'll go with that. Jamaica women, I go Fraser Price, Lane Thompson.
So basically, the 4x1.
Yeah, it's not terrible. Well, no, because 4x1 I'd put Lyles in there because the flying start would matter.
Yeah, but
4x60
Lyles would not be in a 4x60.
No, not in a 4x60.
Would Michael Norman be in it? That's the question.
You would put him in it. You'd put him in the shuttle hurdles. So that's our story about the World Relays. Sorry, man. I know you wanted to go.
I did.
I wanted to go.
I had already booked my ticket.
I remember back in 2020, we were planning that year before the pandemic started, and Lincoln was dead set on going to World Indoors in Nanjing. And then when that stuff we first heard the news about early coronavirus, I thought, I don't know if that's happening. Because I thought at that point, okay, not everything's probably going to get canceled, but some stuff's going to get canceled. And then
pockets.
We all know how that ended up. You wanted to talk about the Frankfurt Marathon.
Yes.
Gordon, tell us.
Interesting story happened. Frankfurt Marathon, which was live on FloTrack. You can watch the replay on FloTrack.com if you want. Unique situation. The pacemaker finished second. He paced through 30. He was supposed to go through 30K or 35K, but obviously he went through all 42K, and he finished the race, and he got second. I'm not sure if he got prize money for second. I haven't looked into the details, but a lot of times there's always been issues with certain marathons where like, oh, technically the prize money situation only goes to a certain person if you're eligible, but this guy should be eligible. He ran with the elite field. He is an elite. He was paid to be a pacer.
Oh, yeah.
But the question is, if you're a pacer and you finish the race and you get second, do you have to return your pacemaking money?
No, you shouldn't have to. You helped out.
Yeah, but
you did both jobs. Just because you did both jobs well doesn't mean you have to give the money back for one job. No, this is.
Yeah, but if you're like
did he pace
a waiter, if you're a waiter, and your job is to serve tables,
but then you're also playing the violin in the restaurant.
No,
if you can do both well.
No, if you're a waiter and you're serving tables, but then you eat the appetizer.
No, he's not eating the appetizer.
Yeah, he's taking the second place prize money.
That's not there. They should have got, a little bit more of this in them.
More dog in them?
Yeah, this is Samuel Nyami Mailu, by the way. 2:07.19. Bremen Kipkerer Miso won it, but Mailu was the rabbit who got the win. No, he did his job. What did it say in the contract? Get him to 30K? He did that. After that, he's free. He can do whatever he wants, and he decided he wanted to get second. He should get paid for both.
How would you feel, though, if you got third in this race and you lost to the pacer?
Embarrassed. I would not lose to the pacer.
But hold on. Argument's sake, how would that person, like when you're in a track meet, right? And the pacer is out front and you're trying to win the race, but you know the pacer is in front. You don't think about needing to catch that person because you're like, oh, he's the pacer.
Yeah.
I'm like in good qualifying position because that person up there is going to fall off the track.
Yeah.
This person didn't fall off the track. He stayed. So like, isn't it unfair to the third place finisher to be like, I thought that guy was I would have ran faster if I would have known that he was going to finish the race.
I think by 40K, you should have figured out something was up if he's still in it, and then you should go catch him. By the way,
but you know what I mean? Because you could probably think like, oh, he's just
I get it.
He's doing a Nick Willis where he paces a 1,500 through 1,450 meters.
Okay, that's fine, but they should have done their research and understood that this guy's good and he's going to stand. Show the finish again one more time, Colt. I love the Frankfurt Marathon.
Yeah, it's
finish.
like an indoor marathon.
Yeah, it's got all the lights and all the flair of it's like professional wrestling when they come through this thing. It's pretty awesome with the strobe lights and running down the red carpet. Maybe he got expired. He probably wanted to experience that finish, and that probably kept him going. He could have dropped out earlier, and he said, "You know what? I want to do the indoor finish."
I still think there's an argument for this guy in third. He's like, "Wait a minute, I thought he was going to pull off. I would have started my kick earlier."
Nah, he don't got anything left.
Look at he's starting.
There's no kick there. Nah, he still ran. This guy ran Duresse Galetta 2:07:30, so he lost by 11 seconds. I'm saying the pacer puts themselves at such a disadvantage because you know why? They're pacing the race. You shouldn't lose to him if you're in that field. Unless the pacer happens to be Kipchoge with a fake mustache or something like that. Then you can lose to him.
I don't know, man. I think there is a little bit of a unfair play there. I mean, I don't care. I'm just trying to be on the devil's side of the argument. Because it is a spooky Halloween special. Someone needs to do it.
Spooky.
Someone needs to do it.
In the chat, All in the Game says, did a blind man do Gordon's haircut? Okay, guys. What's going on here?
It just looks bad when they go to the side and have a headband on. It looks fine straight on.
I trust Gordon.
You thought my hair looked fine. I mean,
I didn't notice it. Gordon would be the type of guy, though, who would say, when the barber finishes and they say, hey, is that good? You'd be like, I have some notes. Whereas I
am not that guy.
I always get self-conscious. I'm like, that's fine. And then I have to go redo it at home. Ask my wife to fix it up.
Yeah.
But I don't go to the high-end places like you do.
I go to Bird's Barbershop.
It's more high-end than mine. Mine's not a sponsor.
They give you a
swanky
beer. It's not swanky. Colt, come on. You're giving people
Colt doesn't get haircuts, so he doesn't.
Yeah, Colt's never cut his hair. Right?
That's true.
Yeah, he's still. Yeah.
Colt, when's the last time you had a haircut?
3 years.
3 years?
I think it's literally before the pandemic.
He's waiting for the pandemic to come down. Started. You know, Colt, you can the hair shops are open now. They're not still closed, right? You know that, right?
Yeah, I know. I've given up at this point. It's too late.
Wait, when I saw you,
you're gonna grow it out forever?
Hold on though, Colt. That's only 3 years worth. I feel like it would have been even longer.
Maybe you had a buzzed head when you started.
I mean, it's super curly. It's super curly. Okay. So if you stretch it out, it's down to mid back, but it usually is just shoulder length.
He's got slinky hair.
Okay,
you know,
I believe you. All right, next on the rundown, what do we got?
And I can't believe you just brought up that. So making fun of my haircut.
That was in the comments.
I'm gonna be self-conscious now for the rest of my life.
I'll read more in the more comments. All in the Game again. Canadian Alicia Brown splitting 48-1 at the 19 World Relays with one of those surprises, and then Cowbob 76. Bring on the NCAA chat.
Oh,
so I'm reading all the comments. We already did the NCAA chat.
Yeah, we talked about NCAAs. We're gonna update the rankings for Wednesday's show.
Wait, they're not updated yet?
No, I was busy.
We already said what the rankings were. 1, Stanford.
Yeah, no,
2,
5.
BYU.
No, 5 through 25 will come through on Wednesday, and then also the individual rankings.
What if you come up with the numbers and they're different than what you said on the pod? What's the truth?
So that's possible.
Okay.
I haven't done the calculations, but it's possible. What I said Friday, it was just an initial reaction.
You're not held responsible for that?
I'm not held responsible for that. In a court of law, that can't be held. It's like attorney-client privilege. It's podcasts, audience privilege.
We all heard it, though. All right. I don't know. There's no way, though, it'd be different, would it?
There is a way it could be different. Yes, 100%. I mean, those 4, likely not, but the changing 2 to 3 and 3 to 2, that could happen.
I think you'd be way off if you did. Man, Mario's.
You actually bought real
overalls? Yeah,
overalls.
Yeah, I didn't have any. Do you have overalls? Didn't I ask you for some? I asked around a bit for people, and they said no. And I said, all right, I gotta buy them.
You bought real overalls.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I wanted to wear it a bunch. Hence why I was at a park in Austin.
You should wear these to Stillwater
on Saturday. Should I?
Yeah.
They're really big because I wasn't sure on sizing because I'd never purchased one.
Bring this to cross country.
I look like a 90s kid. From the pants.
Wear this to NCAA cross country.
Just because it's in Oklahoma and they wear overalls?
Yeah.
They do have a lot of pockets.
Have a cowboy hat.
Yeah.
This would be perfect. You gotta totally do it. If not, I'll do it.
Should I do a bit?
I'm taller. Will they fit me? I'm tall.
No.
Let's make it happen.
32 length.
Yeah.
You're 32?
Yeah.
There's no way you're 32.
Yeah.
Stop telling people then that you're 6'2".
I'm 6'3".
Then you shouldn't be wearing 32.
I got a long ass torso, bro.
Okay. Michael Phelps over here.
My torso. Look at this. How do you fit 3 dogs in this torso? All right, like
stupid.
It's very. You need a long torso to have all these dogs in you.
Beef Boy says costumes are fire. So there's some positivity in the chat.
Yeah.
They're not all making fun of your haircut.
So haircut, not so much. All right.
It's because Gordon goes to a fancy haircut place, guys.
It literally costs like $25.
No. I don't believe that.
Yeah, that's how much it costs.
Maybe pre-pandemic it cost that.
No, it costs $25.
I think Lincoln goes there too. All right, what else do you want to talk about?
Do we want to do our spooky takes or talk about some notable Halloween costumes?
We do spooky takes. I know you love this segment.
This is my favorite segment.
Go ahead, spooky take.
All right, so I was trying to come up with a fun little Halloween themed.
Yeah, we get it.
Conversation point. So hence spooky takes. And I was like, spooky. When you think of the word spooky, that means like scared, right? So I want to think of what is something that you kind of have like a fear could happen. And a fear could happen means like something that people aren't expecting. You're like, It might go south. It might not be as great as we thought. It might be, or scared like in a positive way. It might actually be better than we thought. But like, what's like
okay.
It's kind of like a surprise. Like
I can tell you one.
Like I'll say an example that's not true. Like an example that isn't spooky. Like, hold on. Here's an example that applies but isn't true. Like I'm scared that Cindy McLaughlin won't succeed at the flat 400.
Mm.
Because that would suck. That would be scary, right? Because that means like we built her up to this great transformative athlete, and then she goes to the 400 flat and she peaks out at 49 flat. And we're like, what? We thought you were going to...
She's only good with a baton in her hand.
Well,
for some reason, she just can't
run.
Right.
We thought you were going to run 47s and you're running 49s, right?
Yeah.
Now, that's not going to happen, but that would be scary. Wouldn't it be scary if Sydney was running 49 and not 47?
Yeah.
So, or Mondo. Mondo never PRs again. That would be kind of scary because we're so used to seeing it.
Yeah.
What is something that you're scared of in the next 12 months for track and field?
I've said this one before, but I'm scared of the men's 4-meter hurdles getting a fully healthy big three to the start line. Not just once, but hopefully 2 or 3 times in 2023.
So you're scared it won't happen?
Yes, I'm worried because now that we've had a Dos Santos gold, everything should be on. Like it should be an amazing year for the men's 4-meter hurdles. It should be a couple of years actually, because those guys still have a lot more to give, and I'm worried some freak accident is going to happen, some injury, something is going to spoil the big three. That's what I'm scared about.
Yeah, I could see that, because especially with Rye, he's not been 100%. And
Rye hasn't been 100%.
Carson, obviously.
Yeah, and then maybe it's going to be Dos Santos' turn. Like that trio is incredible, and we've obviously never seen them all at their peak at the same time because Dos Santos just got there, and he got there at the exact same time. Warholm
we saw
was
2 at the
back.
peak at the same time.
Yeah, we see this sort of rotating, and then we're not seeing them run against each other that much either, which is another problem. But I put that in a separate bucket from just scary and more just that's track. They're not going to race against each other a lot. But I just want full health for the big three next year. And I'm scared that something is going to happen to prevent that.
I'm scared that maybe the U.S. men's sprinters have all PR'd already. Have all run their lifetime best.
They're all going to end with a 9.76.
Yeah.
They're going to have tie their
I'm worried that like all the top group of 5 to 6 sprinters in both the 100 and the 200 combined have all already run their lifetime best.
Yeah.
Because I want to see Lyles run something faster, right? Mm-hmm. Go for Bolt's mark. I want to see all the 9.76 guys try to get to Tyson Gay's record, right? Obviously, world record, but that's not happening apparently.
You think it is?
I thought it was.
Don't stop
believing. I still think it is, right? but I'm scared that maybe they're on the downswing and that it's going to be a new group of people who are in their early 20s who are going to take the mantle by 2025. So I'm concerned that maybe we saw the best. We saw the peaks.
Yeah.
And that sucks because once you see one peak, you want to see more peaks. Like I want to see Lyles peak again.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see Sydney peak again. I want to see all these great peaks that we saw in 2022 just go even higher.
Yeah.
But there's a chance that doesn't happen.
Another one that's also a callback, the standards and what that does for the sport too. Like I'm a little scared about that. Like the time qualifying.
You're scared of the standards?
I'm not because I don't have to run the time. But just I don't want to be in the situation where it's just this big long math equation to figure out who's in worlds all the time from the U.S. Other countries, they have a little more straightforward because the depth isn't the same. But I'm a bit worried about that. Oh, they're going to go here and accrue some more ranking points and run there. Just to me, there could be some growing pains with that system, and we could feel them the most in these next couple of years, and then end up in a situation where we're trying to just
and it really only
is
an issue for certain field events and distance events. It's not really an issue in sprints. Like U.S. is so good from the 1 to the 4, and including hurdles that like there's never points needed.
Yeah, I just like USA's is my point. And the events that bother me the most at USA's are the ones where they all don't have the standards. You're like actually 1st, 4th, and 7th in that punch their ticket to the World Championships or to the Olympics. So I like USA's. I like first 3 finishers making it within the current system, and I'm worried a bit that would not maintain. But you're right; it would only be in a few events, and right now it's only in a few events too. So those events already are kind of complicated. So what you're saying does ease some of my fears of it's just going to be the same issues again.
All right. All of our spooky things have been kind of negative. Like we're scared of like bad things happening.
Yeah.
So here's one where people need to be scared of this person because this person in 2023 is going to have that dog in them.
Mm-hmm.
You know why they're going to have that dog in them?
Huh.
It's because they are a dog.
Oh.
Literally. They're a bulldog.
Oh.
I'm talking about Matthew Bowling of Georgia.
You wrote him off last year.
I'm writing him back in.
Okay.
Because he's got that dog mentality. He ran well. Like obviously he wasn't like the superstar winning titles.
Yeah.
Because other people were doing it. But like he showed consistency. He showed a new baseline for me that I think is like going to propel him to that next level. He had yet to do the incredible Joseph Fambula type performances.
Well, what is success for him? Is it just the NCAA title? Or are you talking about making a team? Because making a team, it's really tough sledding.
Making a team.
Okay. That's gonna be hard because it's like you have Lyles, you have Knighton, and then you have the guy who you think is gonna win the gold medal next year in Ari Knighton.
There's a spot
in Kenny Bednarik. Yeah.
It's the Fred Curley spot.
Okay. But there's a lot of other guys right there.
Yeah, but like I would say that there's 3 locks in my opinion because I think Kenny B's winning worlds. But Lyles, Knighton, and Kenny, and then that 4th spot I think is the wild card. Like I think it's unreasonable to think Fred doesn't make it because Fred will be so like he's gonna be all in on the 100 too. It's like it's not gonna.
But he was this year. I think he'll go back to the 2, and I think
yeah. But like at the end of the day, like if he's the pressure for him to make, he knows he's not winning world championship 200-meter title.
But I think he's gonna try for that because that's the next step for him.
No, the next step is for him to break the American record at the 100.
You think so?
It's not to win. Well, I think it's not to win gold in the 200.
He's probably thinking both. I think he wants a double.
What do you think is more important to him? Winning. I think his priority is gold 100. I think his second priority is PR in the 100. I think his third priority is making the 200-meter team. And I think his fourth priority is medaling in the 200.
Oh, I think he wants double gold. I think he probably wants that more than American record. Because he can get that anytime.
He's not getting double gold.
You can get,
and I think he knows that.
Well, most people aren't, but they still try for it. All right. AJT says Matthew Bowling's best chance to make a team is literally the long jump.
Yeah, but I think, I'm telling you, he's going to be the star of NCAA. He's going to dominate NCAA. There's no Fambula anymore. Like, he's going to PR indoors. He's going to PR outdoors. He's probably going to break the collegiate indoor 200-meter record. Like, he's going to do a bunch of stuff. and I think he's going to have that dog in him. And people need to be scared of Matt Bowling. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
They need to be scared of Matt Bowling. Who should someone else be scared of in 2023?
Well, the event as a whole is pretty scary right now, the women's marathon. Like, that's what I picked. I got that. Let me pull up the top 10 list here. Women's marathon. To get in the top 10 right now, you need to run 2:18.05 for 2022. There's a really good chance by the end of December, by the end of the year, when we have Valencia in there.
A 2:17 will be outside of top 5?
Yeah.
Top 10?
Yeah. Like a 2:17.59 may not be in the top 10. Or at the very least, we're going to have, like, 2:18 flat is going to be the best. So you look at the times there. There's 2:18 flat, number 7, 2:18.03, number 8, 2:18.04 is number 9, then 2:18.05 is 10. So, yeah, it would take 5 women to run faster than 2:18 in Valencia to get it done. But, I mean, people are talking, world record for Gaudet. Some people are even thinking, 2:12. If she does that, then it's not unrealistic to think the top 5 is going to go under 2:18. But even still, say that race doesn't even happen. This is a scary good event right now. 2:18.05 is number 10 in the year.
I like that. Here's another spooky. This is a question. This is who should be more scared? Who should be more scared that they're not going to win the NCAA title in cross country? Caitlin Toohey or Nico Young?
Nico Young? That's not a tough question.
So you think Nico should be more scared of the Stanford trio?
Yes.
Than Caitlin Toohey should be a Parker Valby?
100%. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I think Toohey should be more scared of Parker Valby than...
Toohey's number 1. Nico's not number 1. So that's just the fact right now.
Yeah. No, hold on. But the definition of number 1 for Toohey is based off of just projection of knowing her talent. We don't have a true understanding of...
Has she lost this year?
Yeah, has she raced Parker Valby?
Has Nico lost this year?
Yeah, he's lost to one of the Stanford guys, and that's it.
Yeah.
But, he barely lost. He got out-kicked at the end. He didn't get dominated. Parker Valby hasn't been close to anyone.
Toohey's not losing.
Your confidence in Toohey...
Nico can win.
You should be more confident in Nico winning than Caitlin Toohey.
But you're going to put out rankings this week, unless you're just going to be a contrarian, that have Toohey 1 and Nico's going to be somewhere between 2,
I don't know if
2,
Toohey's
3,
going to be
4.
1. I think both Nico and Toohey will be 2.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, then it's a legit question. But if it's not, then it's sort of weird to say who's more likely to be upset, the person who's ranked number 1 or the person ranked number 2.
I just think Parker Valby is better is better than Charles Hicks and Kai Robinson.
Wow.
Now, obviously, head-to-head.
No, I wasn't reacting to that. Hicks is really good. Robinson ran really well.
Bobby's running.
They're both good. I think Toohey is better than Nico Young.
Well,
yeah.
Really? Head to head?
She's got the NCAA title, man.
She has that dog in her.
Yeah, she does. She does. After she lost, they lost Penn Relays. Been on a tear ever since.
That's true.
Yeah. That's to me. That's an easy. Question.
I knew that.
Everybody would be more surprised if she loses than if.
I knew that Caitlin Toohey had that dog in her after NCAA indoors. Second. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I saw her, her reaction. She was so pissed.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, gosh, what? She was like, because she felt like, all right, I'm healthy. I'm here. I should win. This is my moment. And then she didn't get it. And she didn't get it twice.
Yeah.
And you could just see her she was just like, I am not going to let this happen again. Then it happened again at Penn Relays.
Yeah.
And then she was really like, all right, it's no one. I'm taking any it's over. And then she won NCAA outdoors, and now she's dominating cross country. But Parker Valby.
But it still felt like she was ahead of schedule when she got second in both of those.
Yeah.
It was weird.
She didn't feel like she was ahead of schedule. She felt like she was probably behind.
But this phenom runner comes in with all these expectations in the world. Runs well in those first 2 cross-national championships, but it's not like she was contending for the win. So once she finally got up there, and things got disrupted, COVID, she got hurt. But once she got second, you're like, whoa, okay, we're already to this point again. She's going to contend for titles, and then she got one. So she kind of has the best of both worlds. Looking at it, she's got all the talent of somebody who came in running all those amazing high school times, but the expectations, I think, were reset to a much more realistic place than they were with a lot of other big-time high school runners.
All right, last one. cross country wise.
Good, I'm glad we're doing this.
Who is more scared? Is BYU more? Who's more scared of who? Is BYU more scared of Stanford, or is Stanford more scared of BYU?
BYU should be. Well, Stanford's the favorite, so insofar as you're playing the expectations game there, you'd say Stanford's got to be a little more scared. I think BYU, I don't know what their expectations were going into the season, but it feels like their
expectations were podium, and now it's like we can win.
Yeah, so I think they're getting into 2019 range again.
Yeah.
Where they can be
why not us?
The sneaky underdog. Yeah, you're a couple big races away. Maybe big race Brandon shows up, Brandon Garnica. Then I'm going to make that happen. Then you could pull off an upset. Whereas Stanford, it's more, hey, the target's been on our back all year. We have this amazing big three. Like, we should win. And they've won, obviously, but it's been a bit since the Stanford men have won. And individually, as I've talked about, never had an individual team win. So I think I'll actually say Stanford is probably more scared of BYU.
Okay. Now, this is a segment that I thought of while you were giving me your response, and I think it's the best segment that I just came up with.
Okay.
It's called Trick or Treat.
Okay, cool.
And it's going to be rapid fire.
Yeah.
I'm going to say an event, and you're going to tell me whether that event for us in 2023 is going to be a treat, like it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Or it's going to be a trick, and it's going to suck, and it's not going to be awesome. It's going to be like the men's 800.
No, hold on. It can't be that bad. Otherwise, I would only put one event in that category.
Okay, well, suck as in not.
It's not going to live up to the expectation.
Yeah, it's going to trick you. You think it's going to be great, but it's actually just going to be like an average race.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, it doesn't have to suck. It could just not a treat.
Yeah.
So is it a treat race, or is it going to be a trick?
Yeah.
And we're talking about at the world level.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to start. We'll just start on the women's side.
Yeah.
And we'll just say trick or treat. Women's 100.
Treat. With the names that are still involved in the event, I can't see it being boring.
I'm going trick.
Well, unless people start retiring, there's no way it's going to be.
I think they're not going to. I think it's going to be a little bit of a hangover moment, and I think that'll become a treat in 2024.
Here's the thing, though. I know you wanted this rapid fire, and I'm not playing the game that way.
It's fine.
But you're really wrong on this one. You have people in that event that even if they don't run well, it's a huge story because they've been running well or they're just really popular. So
I don't think it's going to be a huge story if the winning time is like 10.75.
Yeah, I think because I don't think they're going to run that slow. But even if they did, then who is the winner?
Or 10.69.
You just got a lot of stories there. So I say treat. Go ahead.
Okay, women's 200.
I'm going to go treat again.
I'm doing treat as well.
Yeah, because, again, you got names. You have Jackson. You have Thomas.
And there's a really good women. There's good American story. You got Mboma coming back. It's good.
Steiner. Yeah. Like, it's the same thing with that's how I feel with the 100. You have the cast of characters there to support it. So I say treat on that.
Women's short hurdles.
I mean, I would have said trick.
Or not short hurdles, 100 hurdles.
Yeah, I would have said trick, but then with Amusan doing what she did, and it was just so deep last year, I'm going to go treat again.
I'm going trick.
Okay.
Women's 400 flat.
Oh, well, we don't. It depends. So I'm going to have to say, nah. I say I'm going to pick treat on all these. Right now, I'll say trick because we just don't know how many races.
I'm going to say trick as well.
Run. Yeah.
Women's 400 hurdles.
Trick as well.
Trick as well.
We just don't know.
I'm going
so
trick.
That's confusing. Yeah.
Women's 800.
Women's 800. So I think it's going to be a treat because either we're going to get one of those women to take off and start running like 154, or it's going to be a very competitive race or races in the Diamond League between Mo, Hutchinson, Mora, etc. So I'll say trick. A treat.
I'm doing treat.
Okay.
I'm a treat. I think a thing's going to treat us.
She's going to
something special.
Back to 155.
Yeah. Women's 1500.
Women's 1500. I mean, a lot of this has to do with Kipyegon. There's depth there, but not as deep as years past. There's just a lot of pressure on her, and she did so well last year. I'm going to go trick.
Trick as well. I'm trick. Women's steeple. Trick.
Yeah. Trick. Yeah. We need more. We need more going on.
It's
there.
A trick.
Yeah.
Combining women's 5K and 10K.
So 5 and 10. I think a lot of it depends on what maybe.
I
think a lot of it depends on what Gaudet decides to do after she runs the marathon. But then if you have Hassan coming back, this past year was kind of, and Nian Saba was kind of year. So relative to last year, I'll say treat, but relative to 3-4 years ago, trick.
I'm saying trick as well. And then we're going to do track or running events, marathon, women's marathon.
Next year, treat. I think it's going to continue to be ridiculous. So, and now we have the big 8 or whatever. Big
we're going
7.
to treat as well. All right, time for men.
Yeah.
We'll go down we're going to go downwards.
Okay.
So we start with the men's marathon, 2023. Trick or treat?
Probably trick. I got to see Kipchoge's schedule. I do. I need it. I need it sent to me.
I'm going treat. I think it's going to be a treat.
And there's no other.
I believe in Kipchoge.
Who else are you excited to see besides Kipchoge?
Kipchoge.
It's just him.
Yeah.
So
and I think we're going to see him. He's not going to do nothing.
It's all his
He's not going to take a whole year off. So I'm going to say treat.
Okay.
It's a treat until he retires.
Fair. I'll change my mind. You convince me.
Yeah. Men's 5 and 10K.
Trick.
Trick, really?
Yeah.
I'm going treat. I think it's going to be good.
Well, because you're going to give Grant Fisher Athlete of the Year next year, even if he gets 3rd. So you're ready. You're already got that lined up. I think it'll be fine. I don't think there'll be anything crazy spectacular about it. Does Jakob go for another double? I don't know. But
maybe it's a treat, but it's like a Three Musketeer. It's a good candy bar, but it's no Snickers.
Yeah, I think it'll be...
And it's not like it's Almond Joy.
I think
it's at least something that you can enjoy.
Here's the problem. You say 5 and 10. There's barely any 10s anymore.
Yeah.
On the 5,000 meter side of things, a lot of those pace Diamond League races, you get into them, but it's not anything crazy over the top. So you're really looking at just a handful of races, and with those...
I'm going with an average treat. It's not a trick. It's just an average treat.
Okay, I'll go trick.
Steeple.
Trick. Yeah. El Bakali's going to win Worlds in 9:09 or something like that.
Run 4 times.
Yeah.
I'm going trick as well. Men's 1,500.
I think I'm going to stay with treat because I think we have the possibility. Monaco didn't host a 1,500 last year. They hosted 1,000 for some reason. So we could get a fast one there. You got Jakob up there, but then eventually Whiteman's going to have to race him, and that's going to be
a treat,
must watch. And then you got the other guys, the Kipsangs, the Chariots, the Oliver Hoards of the world.
How great would it be if Whiteman's first race against Jakob, he beats him?
Oh, it would be.
Oh my goodness!
And then he doesn't race again this year.
And then he doesn't race again. He's like, he just goes 1-0 every year. He's just like, oh man.
Races him indoors.
I would love that. That'd be awesome. Men's 800. Trick or treat.
Now, if you're comparing it to last year, it has nowhere to go but up. But I'm going to broaden my horizon a little bit, maybe compare it to 2019. It's still a trick. I don't see any signs of improving.
I know. I don't either. But I really want it to be a treat. It's one of those things where
everybody loves 800. It's so much fun.
This is there's that house. And you're just not sure if the parents are home. And they can have those full king-size candy bars.
Okay.
But the lights are on, but not really on. It could be just censored on, and you're not sure if it's an actually legit trick or treat house because it has potential. I think the 800 has great potential to be it's my favorite event. I ran it in, so that's why I love it as well. But I want it to be a treat so bad, but I have to go with you. I think it's also going to be a trick. I think fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Yeah.
That's what's going to
be. Who is the person who's going to step up and take command of the event? Or who are the 2 or 3 people that are going to battle back and forth throughout the year? Now, you can say, oh, yeah, parity, it's awesome. There's 8 people who can win, but that's just, are they winning because they're all awesome, or are they winning because the quality overall is just down where it was?
I mean, you basically get the hope that someone goes out there and it's like, all right, I'm back to running 142, so you have that, the guy who makes the race honest, and then you have those Algeria guys who are where you have the best kick.
Yeah, so you'd say, all right, can career continue and just be dominant?
A-Rob could get better.
Yeah, and then the one wild card out there is Don Brazier.
Yeah. But, So, I'm going to go trick as well. All right, men's 400 hurdles.
Well, I said this is one I was worried about, but Warholm looks healthy as of now. Rai Benjamin looks healthy as of now. Dos Santos looks healthy as of now. Dos Santos has never been better.
I'm going treat.
I'm going treat as well.
I agree with you. I think it's going to be treat. Men's 400 flat.
Okay, so this depends on the health of Steven Gardner. If Gardner's 100% and we can get Norman versus Gardner, it's going to be good. Again, I think Norman still has a level up to go. I'm going to go. I think last year was so ho-hum. I think this year it changes. I think we get a treat this year in the men's 4.
I'm going trick. This will be a trick. I haven't liked the 400 in a long time.
Well, ever since you lost money betting against Michael Norman, then I can see why you
I did pay you for my...
You did.
Tell the people I paid my debt.
Yeah, he owed me $37 because he didn't think the women's high hurdles in the Diamond League final would run
12:37.
Yeah, but you gave me $36.99 and not a penny more, but I accepted it.
Yes, you accepted that. And you will be thankful. No, the 400 has always kind of just ever since I thought Nathan Allen would be
That's
Michael
when you lost
Norman
the money.
In college.
Didn't bet me.
I have yeah, it's been downhill since then. All right, so I'm going trick. Men's 200.
Men's 200. I feel the same way about this event that I do about the women's sprints, where you just have too many people in there for it not to be, regardless of what the outcome is, it's going to be noteworthy. I guess you could say the most boring outcome would be Lyles
wins
winning,
in 19.5,
but doesn't run a PR. Yeah. But I think the rest of the world is going to help create an awesome season around it too, so I'll say treat.
I'm going to treat as well because I think it's going to be awesome. I think Lyles is going to run another PR. I think Kenny B's going to upset him and win Worlds.
Yeah, the narrative you've created in your head is a very interesting season. If it comes close to that, it's going to be a treat.
Yeah, and then did I say then Lyles wins in 2024 and then Knighton wins in 2025?
Yeah, yeah.
Men's 110 hurdles.
Men's 110 hurdles. What is Grant Holloway going to do? What are we going to see from Grant Holloway?
I think it's going to be a treat. I'm going for it. It's a treat.
Because why? Because Holloway dominates, or because the Jamaican contingent there battles with him, and Trey Cunningham comes up and Devin Allen comes back?
I think Grant has realized over the past few years, like, this competition's good. Yeah, I'm an all-time great, but like, I need to be perfect if I want to continue winning. And I think it's going to push Grant to be even more focused because like Trey coming in, the Jamaicans doing their thing, Devin Allen if he's back.
Yeah.
So I think that it's going to be a treat. I think it's going to be the field creating Holloway. It's like Holloway in the field working together to give us literally like a 3-foot Hershey's bar that you get at like the Hershey's Chocolate Museum.
Yeah,
you can buy like a whole big thing. That's what we're going to get.
What I want to see, though, is multiple sub-13 guys.
Yeah,
throughout
exactly.
Because they have the potential between Broadbell and Parchment and Holloway and Cunningham and Allen.
I think we'll have 5 sub-13 guys on the starting line. Sub-13 in 2023 on the starting line at Worlds.
Yeah, and in that case, it's a complete treat. But it would also be sort of the expanded version of what we got Holloway's last year in college, where it was just him and Roberts, but it was 2 guys doing historic things. Now, if you get a group of 5, and that year, when Holloway got beat, you know what we were able to learn about him?
You got that dog in him?
We were able to see, hey,
he's got that dog.
Grant got a loss.
He got a gator in him, too.
Yeah, he got a loss. How's he going to respond? And it turned out the x-rays did come back, and he did have a dog in him, and he went on to win Worlds. Yeah,
got a gold in him, too.
We'll see.
All right, men's 100 final event. Actually, there's one more after this. Trick or treat for the 2023 men's 100.
I'm not as high on this one as you are. I'll say trick.
I'm going treat because I think Fred Curley's going to make it a treat.
He's going to break the world record?
He's going to single-handedly treat us.
You hear that, Jamaica? You only have 6 months left to enjoy Usain Bolt's
I didn't say that.
world record.
I did not say that. You're saying that now.
Yeah.
I just think it's going to be a treat. And then let's say relays in general.
Relays in general. Well, there's no world relays, so there's half the relays gone. I mean,
including like college relays, like just like the DMR, indoor DMRs.
I haven't forecasted out the indoor DMRs yet, so I will say
all relays in general. Like, are we going to talk about relays in a
when do we ever
way?
Really talk about? We talk about the relays of, oh my gosh,
baton drop.
Sydney split 47-9. Felix split 47-7. A baton drop. Why can't the U.S. get it right? Or 2 teams collided at NCAAs. Like, that's what you talk about when you talk about relays. So, sure, I'll be optimistic. I'll say treat.
Treat.
All right. Let's go to the chat real quick.
Hold on, Kevin. That was a great segment.
That was good.
Pulled out of my ass.
What's sad is that in 3 days we thought of nothing. We were texting and just could not come up with a single idea. And then the most basic. I think we were thinking too big. We needed to just be real simple. Let me read through some of the comments here. All in the Game says, don't forget about Omar McLeod, back with his college coach.
He's not gonna. I'm not breaking 13 seconds.
I'm reading the comments here. Elijah says, I feel like Valby and Caitlin are going to be the next Coburn and Simpson. They could both be the great, all-time great All-American women, excuse me. AI Mello says he got that dog in him. So, someone who enjoyed the costume. Right. Let's see. Some people asking for Gardner and Norman. Yep. Nate says, Fred just said he's in 42 shape right now. Do you really think he's going to think strategically about winning or getting a record? That man is crazy. And then All in the Game says, scared of Delila never getting back to 51.5 shape. And then someone who said bowling, I believe this is bowling, needs to move up to the 400. Johan Blake coming back into prime shape, scary. So, I mean, remember Blake had dropped that fast one last year? That was kind of crazy.
Johan Blake was training. I saw a tweet.
He was training?
Yeah, he's been pouring water on his face.
Oh, well, I think they're all training. And then Nate says, quote, this is a Gordon quote, when you think of spooky, that means like scary, right? I was thinking the same thing.
You say weird things when you're podcasting. When you're podcasting, the words aren't normal conversation.
No, I just think I didn't know if you were asking me. Did you want affirmation there? Did you want the definition of the word spooky? Because yes, scary word.
I was trying to fill time to come up with the trick or treat segment.
Jacobs will beat Fred, just saying. Elijah asked any news on Randolph Ross. I haven't heard anything. Judson said, I want another Bolt dance video. Gordon, you should really have dressed up as Bolt. I have a Jamaica, I have a shirt that's a Jamaican.
I'm going to keep this this dog mentality and the dog costume, and I'm going to use it whenever I go to sporting events. I'm just have it.
Well, you keep it in the studio too, and we could do like a set, like if someone is a dog that week. Yeah. Like, look, we did the X-rays. Yeah. Let's really overdo this meme.
Yeah, until it's
not
dead.
Cool.
Let's crying Jordan meme it. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
That's it.
Let's talk about, speaking of Kenny B, who's winning the 2023 World 200 meter title. He had a killer Halloween costume.
Oh yeah, look at this.
Look at this thing.
Gladiator
and Viking Queen.
Also cool, like camera shot there.
Also,
how do they do that?
When you're a freak athlete, it always makes sense to take advantage of your freak muscle figure and use it as part of your costume. And that's what he's doing as a Viking. Like, much respect. Is like, because you can't buy that costume. You got to like train for years to be an elite athlete to have that type of costume. Yeah. So respect for Kenny B.
The other one we saw, Bowerman Track Club, Sesame Street. So you got Krisha Schweizer, Christine Aragon, Courtney Frericks, and Elise Cranny. I like Schweizer being the Cookie Monster because you just carry a box of cookies around.
And you're like the hit of the party. Like,
yeah.
You want a cookie? You want a cookie?
That's awesome. Can you tell me how to get to
Sesame Street? Are you and your kids on Sesame Street?
No, they're probably. My oldest is past that, so we might have missed the window on that one. We're just going straight into like video games at this point. One more time in the chat. All in the Game says, outside of Mondo and Sydney, most likely world records next season. We'll have plenty of time to talk about that.
Yeah.
Nate says the scariest thing would be another athlete dissing Gordon via music video. Yeah, I don't know if that would be scary. I mean, to me, that was funny. There's really no ill effects from that, right?
No, I mean,
it didn't change your life at all.
No, I wish I did. I thought I was going to get a phone call saying, "Hey, man, do you want to
be in the video?"
But I didn't. So me and Bolt are not on speaking terms right now.
I think
we never were on speaking terms, but right now we're definitely not.
I think if he saw you though, he would say something.
You say 24 what?
Yeah, he would say something for sure. The problem is I don't know if he's ever going to see you.
He will see if. I just know it'll be great. I mean, it's not happening, but if Fred Curly were to break it this year, I would definitely read. I would be like, hey.
Yeah, you'd retweet it, but I'm saying you'd never get like.
I have met him.
Well,
once or twice.
Yeah. Well, you have a very recognizable face, combined with the fact that he decided to turn you into a meme.
Recognizable face.
Yeah, people recognize you when they see you. Or maybe it's just the takes.
Or maybe it's
the
the
voice.
haircut. Is it the haircut?
Definitely not the haircut. We can say that for sure. I think he would say something. He said something back in, there was some famous thing in like 2017. One of the reporters asked him asked him a question after the rounds, and then he like remembered it in the final, like drew attention to it. So this that he made a video about, he certainly would have remembered it. I mean, it'd be better if Bolt went as Gordon for Halloween.
He goes me. Just goes each other.
24 what? Okay, that's it. We're back Wednesday. We'll talk New York City Marathon, and we got another edition of Guess My PR.
And we'll have the cross-country rankings.
And then on the sprint side of things, we'll have something. We will make sure to talk something sprint-related.
Something.
Yeah, it'll be great.
Love you guys. Happy Halloween.
Yes.
Make sure you check your candy for razor blades and fentanyl.
Don't say, stop. Be safe out there. Watch out for cars.
Actually, that's the biggest thing. Don't get hit by a car.
Yeah, be safe.
It's not candy that can hurt you. It's the cars.
Yeah, if you got family and you're walking around, or even if you're just...
Look both ways.
Yeah, look both ways. Be safe.
Dress up as a stop sign just to be super safe.
Have fun.
Because then no one will hit you.
Have fun responsibly. And then we'll see you guys all on Wednesday. Thanks, Colt.